Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to a weekly designer chat with me, Mia Farrell, a designer with ACo. I'm here to help you love where you live, and I'm here every Friday talking all things design. I wanted to bring in a special guest, Ben Driskell, owner of Flatmade. Hey, Ben.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm so excited to see what you're going to show us today. Ben has lots and lots of concrete in his house because obviously being the owner of a concrete company, he likes to practice a little bit on his own space. Tell us a little bit about what the process is like with concrete countertops.
So the process can take two different forms, and one would be a what we call a cast in place. So that would we would come in after the cabinets are in, and we would form up the countertops, and we would mix the concrete outside and bring it in and pour the countertops in place. This process has its advantages because we don't have to actually haul the finished product in the house and
Right.
So low access areas, I mean, it's great for that. The other is just like with your traditional tops, we would come in and make a template, make the tops at our shop, and then once they're finished and ready to come in, we bring them in and install.
That's awesome. So it's not really as complicated as some people might think, but I feel like there are a lot of design elements that can go into concrete countertops. Tell us, what kind of decisions would a homeowner have to make in selecting concrete countertops?
So concrete countertops are really good for like the wow factor. Like every time I have somebody come in and they look at our countertops and they find out that they're concrete, they're just kind of thrilled by that. Just because it's something that's a little bit newer and it's not everywhere. So here we have our stove area. And one thing that is a little disappointing about concrete countertops is they don't take heat well. So what I've done here is brought in some steel rebar, which we use all the time for reinforcement in our exterior concrete. And so it was a great moment for me to bring in a little bit of myself and a little bit of my trade into the kitchen. So now we have this where we can set our hot frying pan, and that way we're not damaging the surface.
That's fantastic. I love that.
So, and we've done it with stainless steel, and there's some other options there as far as a place to store something hot. And so I really always like the idea of supporting something upright with just a steel reinforcement rod that we would use every day.
Love it. Yeah, that's awesome. There's so much personality here, and it's very clear that you're passionate about what you do. Talk to me about the edge.
This edge is a chiseled. We call it a chiseled edge, and it takes on the appearance of stone that has been chiseled by hand. But this is just a polyurethane form liner that we put in our forms, and we vibrate the concrete, and it settles in. And then after it takes its shape and fully cures, we strip that off.
And you ran it up the backsplash there too, I see.
Yes, and so this is actually what we call a cantilevered edge form. And so this actually has an overhang, but this is one solid piece of concrete here.
Nice. Talk to me about like durability, cleanability, all of those, kind of practical life functions.
Okay, so this is just as easy to clean as your granite top. Easier to clean than, say, marble. It's not as porous. It's got, we've polished it down pretty smooth here, but then went back over the top with a sealer. The sealer is easy to maintain. It does get its scratches and scuffs, but really with the look I went with, this scratches and the scuffs, they really don't bother me. It really just fits well, and it's aging very nice. This top's 4 years old, and I've got 2 young kids. I'm pretty rough on things, and it's held up. It's held up pretty nice. Something that's really cool about concrete is you can reinforce it. So this concrete actually has a lot of reinforcement in it. So even over the years, if an accident were to happen and this were to develop a crack, it doesn't mean it's over for the top, because that steel reinforcement inside is not going to let it actually sag or break and fall apart. It's just got an, you know, a little another piece of character to it.
Okay, now that is like a seriously solid countertop.
Yeah, I would invite my friends up here.
That's fantastic.
I got a break.
You can have a little like Coyote Ugly dance party up on your countertop.
Right. And so say I got 6 people up here. I got a really heavy friend that got up here. I got my teenage kids someday, you know, maybe they throw a party when I'm not here. And,
there you go.
And somebody does get up here and it does crack. Like I said, if this were granite and it cracked, it's over.
Right.
Peace. This cracks. There's a crack here that's not going anywhere, and you've got a story to tell. I wanted to make a banister out of concrete, and of course, here's the steel reinforcement again. And really, these were done in the construction stage before the flooring, and they're poured down into the floor joists and reinforced up from there. So once again, they're not going anywhere.
That's awesome. I love.
We're doing this throughout the house. It really does tie everything together, but I've gone with kind of a different look for everything, but at the same time, similar enough that everything really ties together as you walk through the home. And then here in our, I took some reclaimed barn beams and made a top out of here, but then I wanted to go with the vessel sink. So these were each handcrafted, truly one of a kind here. And once again, it's a little different than what we've got out there, but enough the same that it really ties in.
Yeah, and it's got that same kind of chiseled edge on the outside. It's cool.
Right, just a little thicker. So I like to call these the permanent tables because I really make them just like the top I did inside. I really make them to be permanent. You know, the tops being outside through the winter in Indiana, and you know, there's a lot of movement that goes on outside that we're unaware of. Swelling, heaving, settling, stuff like that. This top here is built to last like a driveway. I'd throw this down on my driveway and drive my truck over it if I could. So this finish here is a exposed sand, or some people are calling it sand matrix. And so we actually pour this really smooth, and then we put a chemical on top of it that allows us to wash it off at a later time. And it exposes all the little sand. So you can see kind of it has like a sparkly appearance. Yeah. And then we put a really thick water-based sealer on here that's really meant to last. And that allows it to clean nice. You know, this has had a lot of stuff spilled on it already. And everything seems to come off just fine. So
that's fantastic. I am just crazy about all of this work that you do. You do such a great job. Obvious that you're passionate about it. So Flatmade Concrete, you guys, new website coming soon, and you can find Ben on Facebook at Flatmade Concrete Company. And I'm sure there's lots of awesome pictures on your Facebook too of other stuff that you've done. So make sure you give Ben a follow and keep an eye out for the new website coming soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Mia.